our partners in this event, Devour. Leah, Ronaldo, and Michael Howell are going to say a few words about this event, about the concept of Devour. I guess this kind of brings some of my favorite things. It's like find food, find film, and find drink. And when you know that it's all coming from Nova Scotia, that makes it even that more special. Wonderful people, wonderful place to visit on the Atlantic Ocean. I highly recommend whoever has not been there before, you should definitely go. So without further ado, perhaps I can introduce we're busy. Michael Howell and Leo Ronaldo to come and talk about it.
Thank you, Richard, for the warm welcome, and how delighted we are to be back here at the Canadian Embassy for the fifth Devour Berlin. Good afternoon to all, and welcome to the Embassy of Canada in Berlin. My name is Michael Howell, and I am the founder and executive director of Devour, the food film festival in Wolfville, Nova Scotia, Canada. On behalf of myself and managing director Leo Ronaldo, we would like to welcome you to our 5th annual Devour Berlin. What began as a small, slow food project in Nova Scotia in 2009 has now grown to become the world's largest culinary film festival. And this year we celebrate our 13th anniversary. Our main festival has grown from a small 1,000 people in 2009 at our first edition to, in 2019, just prior to the pandemic, 15,000 attendees and over 100 events over the course of a week in our beautiful little town in the Annapolis Valley. We did not stop during the pandemic either. We hosted 3 in-person events in 2019, 2020, 21, and 22. We also have been approached many times about talking about best practices because so many other festivals and events across Canada and around the world were not able to actually activate or produce. But we did it, damn the torpedoes. We adopted protocols and had in-person activities and films and chef events. We only had about 1,800 people in 2019, but we're back this year and we had about 8,000 this past edition as well. In addition, we now host events or participate in events and festivals from coast to coast in Canada, from California to New York City, and from Berlin to the Bahamas, where we recently wrapped our Devour the Beach event, which is next January. You're welcome to come Devour the Beach in the Bahamas next year as well. Each year in the 3rd weekend of October in the town of Wolfville, Nova Scotia, we welcome internationally renowned chefs and filmmakers, producers, directors, actors, distributors, and foodies to our wonderful town in the heartland of Nova Scotia's agricultural and wine region, the Annapolis Valley. In fact, all of the food, wines, and beverages here this evening are from Nova Scotia, brought here especially for you. We hope you take a second to taste everything and ask questions about any of the products that are here. The government of Nova Scotia supports this initiative as an outbound market development tool so that you buy stuff if you like things from Nova Scotia. Since 2019, we have also embarked on an $8 million project to create the Devour Studios, a center for culinary and cultural innovation, a permanent home for our festival and other cultural and community organizations. This magnificent facility, you may see the rendering going by on the screen at some point during the presentation, housed in a former 1880s apple warehouse on the Wolfville waterfront, promises to be a game changer in Eastern Canada as a place to create, celebrate agriculture and cuisine and cinema, and includes a magnificent performance venue and collaborative center. Devour is a celebration of food and film. This amazing collision of cinema and cuisine has been inspired by many festivals and food events around the world. But I do want to take one moment right now to pay special homage to one of the main inspirations for Devour, the longtime culinary cinema here at Berlinale. And we're really honored to let you know that one of our greatest inspirations, Tommy Struck, is here tonight. Tommy, please stay. thank you for the inspiration you brought to us and for 13 years of wonderful culinary cinema here at Berlinale as well too. So what is Devour? Well, Devour is 50 films from around the world with significant Canadian content. 80 events, celebrity chef dinners, free events to feed the homeless and hungry, culinary workshops, youth film challenge, experiential tourism activities, from culinary workshops to industry networking and development, but at the core of it all is excellence in cinema. By using cinema to enlighten, we can change the way we think, eat, and interact in our communities and as global citizens. We look forward to welcoming you to Wolfville, Nova Scotia, October 23rd to 28th this fall, as we celebrate French cuisine and cinema. The roots and reach of French, Cajun, Acadian, Creole, and Quebecois cuisine and cinema will be represented on the screens and in the kitchens at our festival this year. Thank you for being here this evening. Enjoy the delicious wines and seafoods from Nova Scotia, and enjoy yourselves. I'd just like to ask Leo Ronaldo to say a few more words.
Thanks for being here tonight. Feels good to be back at this festival in this city and in this room, this beautiful building, after a 3-year COVID hiatus. To that end, we'd love to thank the incredible team here at the Embassy of Canada, in particular, Trade Commissioner Claudia Sieber, Jan Braca, Lolita Lux, Maria Klinner, and Elizabeth Simpson. Thanks for all of your work to make this such a smooth event. We'd also like to thank Chef Fabian Geppert. So those of you that were at the Telefilm Canada party, you know what kind of magic he does. He has cooked with us in Nova Scotia and in other locations, but we're really pleased to have him working with Nova Scotia Seafood here tonight, and he knows it firsthand from cooking in Nova Scotia. A very special thank you to 2 of our key Devour team members that are here with us, Chef Jason Lynch and his wife, Beatrice Stutz. They took care of the oyster bar at Telefilm, and here they are again tonight, working their magic. And I will let you know that they showed up just moments before due to flight cancellations and delays for that big Telefilm party, so we're happy to have them. Special thanks to Telefilm Canada for being here, Francesca Accinelli and the team. Telefilm is a key supporter of our festival, and we appreciate their ongoing support for events like this, but also our event back home. Special thanks, as Michael mentioned, to the government of Nova Scotia. All these beautiful products are because of their direct support, so we're very grateful. To all the filmmakers and producers and industry members in the room, send us your food films, and believe me when I say we'll stretch the niche to make your film fit. Whether it's Murder by Wine model, a documentary about climate change, to a sandwich in a very critical scene, we want to see it. And now we'd like to give you just a little 45-second clip to show you what Devour looks like back home. So the other reason we're here, Nova Scotia is not only a great place to attend festivals like ours, it's also a great place to film. And to that end, I'd like to welcome another event partner, Melanie Solomon, from Screen Nova Scotia to talk about why it's a great place to be.
Thanks for being here, although it's a pretty easy sell. Whether you've heard of us at Screen Nova Scotia or not, let me tell you a bit about what we do there. Screen Nova Scotia is the province's Film Commission and Industry Association, and we promote and advocate on behalf of the Nova Scotia screen industry. Our membership includes producers, service providers, cast, crew, unions, fellow industry members, and organizations such as Devour, our lovely host this evening. Our role is to support your film, television, and animation production. We're the first point of contact for anything you want to know about the Nova Scotia locations, financial incentives, production partners, and industry resources and infrastructure. Our province has a long history of producing critically acclaimed and award-winning films, television series, documentaries, and animation, and our highly skilled crew and professional technicians are in demand across the country and around the world. Our partners in government understand the importance of a thriving competitive film and television industry, which has worked to that advantage as well. There's so much benefit to filming in our province, including our incentive fund model of up to 32% all spend and an average payout timeline of just 30 business days, making this fund faster and more responsive than those tax credits. Add on top of that our award-winning producers, a number of who are in this room this evening, along with our undeniable locations that have played present day and historic London, New York City, Boston, and even Napa Valley. We really do have a lot to offer your next production. We're an in-demand location for regional and international filmmakers for decades, and located in Eastern Canada, almost completely surrounded by ocean, and in fact, you're never more than 30 kilometers or 18 miles from the ocean. We offer a variety of spectacular locations, direct flights from London, Paris, New York, Toronto, Glasgow, Frankfurt, and more. Whether your production requires downtown urban sophistication, small town ambiance, or miles of unspoiled coastline, we really do have it all. But don't take my word for it. Let's hear it from the experts, starting with award-winning actor Willem Dafoe. Thanks, guys.
The first time I came to Nova Scotia, I went to Cape Breton. And one of the things that impressed me more than anything else, the different topography. There's hills, there's dense forest, there's sandy beaches, there's rocky beaches. I was amazed in a relatively small area how many different location possibilities there were.
Nova Scotia is more than a background, it's a character, and we use what we have around us naturally, I think in a really positive way.
It's so picturesque. When we first came to Lunenburg, it really looked like a set. It was so perfect.
I love working in Nova Scotia. I did a movie out here 6 or 7 years ago, and this part of the world is so blessed and so beautiful.
Shooting in Nova Scotia was fantastic, and truly, when I sit down with my fellow filmmakers, I mention often, if you have a reason to shoot in Nova Scotia, I recommend shooting in Nova Scotia. I mean, the crew was truly incredible.
Robert Eggers talks about at the budget level we had, he designed certain shots with a crane that they couldn't quite get here. So the grip crew really approximated those shots in an alternative way. He was very happy. All right, have it your way.
When I was brought on as a director for Stage Mother, the producers weren't really sure where they were going to shoot the movie. I saw budgets for Vancouver, Atlanta, New York, San Francisco itself, and finally the producers landed on Nova Scotia because we had great locations, we had great crews, and we had a great incentive that made the whole bottom line work.
Honestly, the tax incentives were one of the main things that brought us here in making our budget possible. And then also the high level of expertise, the friendliness, and the access to these incredible natural locations. We needed a small fishing town. To have that be so close to the larger support of Halifax and the infrastructure of Nova Scotia was much easier for us than shooting in northern Maine, for instance, where we would be much more isolated.
Working in the film community out here in Nova Scotia, it's like working with an extended family. It's a very close, tight-knit community. We have everything you need from experienced crew to experienced producers, whatever you need, the job can get done out here on the East Coast.
Working in Nova Scotia with these great Nova Scotian collaborators, they were able to bring my vision to the screen, and I'm sure they will do the same for your film.
It's just been so easy to move around here. There's no traffic, you know. We're not competing with a lot of other productions. That's been really, really nice.
So thanks everybody for being here this evening. Please, if you have any questions for Leah or I about the festival, or Melanie about shooting in Nova Scotia, so great to see so many returning faces here tonight. So delighted to see so many of you. And for those of you that it's your first time here, or I managed to coerce you on Saturday with a business card and a photograph, thanks for coming tonight.